guys, this is Adam L with Adam L Photography and Okinawa Vision, and today we're going to be answering a question I got on YouTube from user WX Photo, that's photo with an F, who asked me to do a short video showing what I use in my kit for shooting weddings. So I've laid everything out here on the table. I'm going to do a brief explanation of what I use and why I use it. So we'll start off with the most important, cameras. I use two bodies, as you should for anyone should use for a wedding. Main reason being for two bodies is, one is in case one camera breaks, you have the redundancy of having a backup camera. Second reason, which is also just as important, is that you can set both cameras up with a different focal system. So for example, on one camera I'll have a 70 to 200 mil, on the other camera I'll have a nice wide 17 to 35 mil. And then I'm not changing lenses trying to get the effect I want on the run and missing on moments and everything. I'm ready to go pretty much everywhere from wide all the way to uptight at any time during the wedding. So that's a very important way to shoot for weddings, because you don't want to be asking people to stop or to redo or pose it, because it's just not a good idea during a wedding. So for cameras, I use the Nikon D3S as my primary body. The main reason I use this as my primary body is that it is fast, and during weddings when you have a couple doing the wedding kiss, you want to be able to machine gun a few shots in there to make sure you get that right moment. Sometimes a wedding kiss can be over in a second, sometimes it can last for a minute. It just depends on the couple. You've got flower showers at the end of weddings where people are throwing flower petals over the couple. Moments like that, you really want to be able to get the action shot. So that's why I use the D3S. It's a fast camera and it enables me to take a hell of a lot of photos very quick without burning through the buffer. For my secondary camera, I use the Nikon D800. Now this was the one I usually keep with my wide angle on, and the reason why I use this as my secondary camera and with the wide angle lens is because a lot of times this will be what I use for group photos. Doing group photos or the portraits of the bride and groom at the beach, nice big wide shots, the resolution of the D800 is supreme. It's just amazing. So for if people want to get that photo of mum and dad blown up later for years down the road, they'll have a highly detailed photo that they can use to do that from this camera. It is a beautiful camera. So those are the two cameras that I use. Now to carry these cameras, I'm not sure if you can see from here, I'll just hold it up. On the bottom here I have this little system here. This is from Spider Holster. Basically the system here is like a pin that goes into the bottom through your tripod mount and locks on there, and then you can carry the cameras on the Spider Holster system. Now I use the dual camera system from Spider Holster, and basically while that's around my waist, take the camera, lock the camera in, and it hangs there off of the pin, nice and secure. It even has a locking system. Now the reason I do this, and I'm not going to do a review on Spider Holster right now for that, but the reason why I use this system is because I like to have my hands free, and I like to have my mobility when I'm shooting a wedding. When you're talking to couples, being able to use your hands to communicate or to help pose a couple, to show them how you'd like them to be posed, even just to clap your hands and say congratulations, it's a great way to do it. I don't like the idea of having straps around my neck, sitting there doing this, and having cameras swinging while I move. Using the system here, Spider Holster system, I got the cameras locked down by my side. They're out of my way and keeps my hands free for being able to move. I can also lock down the cameras and run down the beach if I need to. So that's why I use that system. It's just a personal preference. It's not a necessity. Okay, we're going to move on next to flashes. Okay, so with the flashes, at the moment I've been really enjoying using these Yongnuo YN563s. These are come with a wireless receiver built in. And I use these for my off-camera flashes. These go hand in hand with the Yongnuo, this is the RF603N receiver. You can check my review on these on my YouTube channel. But these are fantastic flashes for shooting off-camera. I have those on my light stand, and yeah, just a brilliant flash system. Now I always carry two of these just in case one of them is dropped or broken. Every now and then I want to use two flashes, so that's why I carry two of those. The third flash that I carry is the SB700 by Nikon. The reason I carry this one is that this is my clip-on flash. So basically I use this when I'm shooting on camera as a clip-on. And the reason why I use this one rather than the YN563s is that they aren't compatible with Nikon. So if you do buy those, keep in mind that you won't be able to clip them on your camera and fire them away. Even in manual mode, they don't work. So keep that in mind. Other Yongnuo flashes work fine on the Nikon bodies, but these YN563s I think are designed to go with Canon, and they don't have the connections that are needed to make them work with the Nikon. But as an off-camera flash, brilliant. Okay, very important bit of kit here is I use my Hoodman loop. I shoot a lot of weddings outdoors in bright sunlight, and when you want to quickly sort of chimp the back of your camera and just check your exposure in your photo, it's usually too bright to see exactly how well you've done with your overexposed or underexposed. So by putting this on the back of the camera, like I'll just show you here. So I have this hanging around my neck. Just put it on the back of the camera, quick check, perfect, keep moving. So that just hangs around my neck pretty much the entire wedding. What else we got? Next, I'm going to talk a little bit about my lenses. So for the lenses here, I have the Nikon 50mm 1.4G. Sorry, the 1.8G. I use that one there. I don't really need the 1.4, so I went with the 1.8. I find that it focuses a little bit faster as well, which is really, really useful. And I use this basically when I'm taking photos of the bride and groom as they get ready. It's usually in a darker location. You usually want to go with that more shallow depth of field. A little specialty lens, I keep my 15mm Sigma fisheye 2.8. This is great when you want to take some fun shots of the bride and groom and their friends and stuff. So that's a little fun lens that I pull out once in a while. This is the Nikon 17 to 35 2.8 D lens. I keep this one pretty much on my D800 throughout the wedding. That's my go-to wide-angle lens. Here we have the Nikon, and this is the 28 to 70 2.8 D lens as well. I like this lens at the moment mainly because I like the weight and the build of the lens. It's a solid lens. Other reason behind it is I'm waiting for their 24 to 70 to come out with some sort of vibration reduction or something a little bit different. I don't see enough of a bonus in the newer one to upgrade right now. This one works fine for me. And my last is my 70 to 200 Tamron 2.8 with VC. That's pretty much the lens that lives on my D3S for most of the wedding. I'm not going to go into detail about those lenses. You can check out reviews on them somewhere else. Next thing I carry around with me a lot is always keep a memory card little wallet here. This is from Think Tank. It came along with my camera bag. And in there I'll keep a bunch of CF cards and SD cards, as the D800 will take both and the D3S will only take CF, but I always shoot with both cards, one shooting RAW, one shooting a backup JPEG in the largest size possible, so that if anything does go wrong with one of the cards, I've got a backup. I don't want to shoot both in RAW because it will slow the cameras down too much, and it's just a heavy file system. Knock on wood, I haven't had to use my backups yet. I haven't had a single failure as of yet, but I'm sure one day it's going to come, and best to be prepared to always have both your card slots filled. If you're shooting with an older camera with only a single card slot, then just be careful. You know, the way you handle your cards, it's very important. Don't keep them in your pocket, keep them in a pouch. Next thing I use, since I shoot outdoors a lot with off-camera flash, is I take along this pouch here. This is full of ND filters. I have an ND4, 2 ND8s and 1 ND16 in here at all times, so that way I can ensure that I can get that really shallow depth of field even in bright sunlight while using off-camera flash. You can go into more detail about why I do that somewhere else. This is just a little review of what I carry. Always carry extra batteries. I like to use these Panasonic Evolta 1950 mega amp batteries. I carry a lot of those extra ones with me, plus all the flashes all loaded up with batteries as well. Basically, I like to make sure that I have a change of batteries for each flash. Although I've never had to use that many, I just always like to carry that many with me. So basically 12 batteries loaded up and 12 batteries in reserve. That's where I roll with. Lens cloth, very important. Always carry that. I like to carry a lens pen as well, which is a really cool tool. You've got the brush on one side and the little graphite pad on the other side. Brilliant for cleaning lenses and especially ND filters. Always carry a stack of business cards, because you'll never know when one of the guests will come over to you and say, hey, I'd really like you to come shoot my wedding too. Always carry business cards with you. I keep those in the top pouch of my my Think Tank airport takeoff bag. And another very important thing that a lot of people will forget is some chewing gum. Right now I've been enjoying the Stride Mega Mystery Last. That's a really nice, tasty, fruity kind of gum. But you definitely want to keep your breath fresh and minty because you're going to be talking to people. Also, you're running around all day, you're not drinking lots of water. It's very easy for yourself, because you don't always have the opportunity to stop for a water break. It's quite easy to get bad breath when you're shooting all day. For a light stand, for my off-camera flash, I like to use my Manfrotto light stands. So these are fantastic light stands, real simple, real light, fold down really well, and you can clip together. Usually I just carry one for the resort weddings I'm doing, but if I'm shooting parties and stuff, sometimes I'll carry 2 or 3 of these because they clip together nicely and are easy to carry. And I haven't got it on there at the moment, but I have a nice umbrella mount also made by Manfrotto that can tilt my flash around while I'm out and about, and if I wanted to I could load an umbrella in, although I don't tend to do that because it's a bit overkill when you're running around on the fly. You don't want to make the bride and groom be waiting around for you. For camera bags, I have 2. My main go-to camera bag is this one, which is the Think Tank Airport Takeoff. This will pretty much carry this entire kit easily. It can be both configured as a wheelie bag or as a backpack. Now I have a review on this on my YouTube channel, so feel free to check that out if you want more details on that. Fantastic bag for carrying stuff around. But lately, for the resort weddings where I don't need to carry as much gear, I'll just take this one. This is my Think Tank City Walker 30, and this basically will carry my 2 bodies, a couple of lenses and a couple of flashes, which is about all I really need to get me through like a resort wedding. Just the shorter, simpler ones. So that's a definite must. Having a good camera bag is very, very, very important, but making sure that you have all the gear you need is the most important thing when it comes to shooting weddings. Other than that, things that won't go in your camera bag that are really, really necessary is a good attitude. You're turning up on someone's wedding day. They're very nervous, or they're very excited, or they've been very stressed. But whatever it is, it's a very happy occasion, and there's a lot of pressure in expectation that's going around with the couple. They don't need you to be adding to that. So walk in there with a big smile on your face. Let them know that you've got it under control. What you need to do, you know what you're doing. All they got to do is just relax and enjoy the ride. And if you go in there with that attitude, I've tend to find in my experience that you end up having a great experience with the couple. They have a great time, and you're left to do what you need to do with less distractions because you've instilled the confidence in the couple that you know what you're doing. And that's most important way, I think, to enter the room. Bear in mind that you are, as a photographer, have a very strong responsibility to capture and document this occasion, but at the same time you are very, very far down the food chain of who is important on that day. And I find that being aware that I'm simply a worker helping these people achieve something that they really, really, really want to do can really change the whole dynamic of the wedding day. And I like to be involved, be vocal, and at the same time not be demanding. And that's I think the most important part of being a wedding photographer is being there and knowing how to do your job and letting the couple enjoy everything else that they need to enjoy. So that's my little spiel on weddings and my kit for weddings. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, subscribe, share, enjoy is the most important part, and happy shooting.